Hey, guys and gals.
What was that? Hello, everybody. Hello, Amy at Full Dark Paranormal. Mark B. Hey, Cassie. Paranormal Side. Yay. I'm so excited for you guys to be here, and I am ready for an adventure. So, ah, Pedro. Hello. So, yes, we're going to have a fun night tonight. It's been a hectic evening. Hope everybody's doing good. And I am very excited. And um, I know you guys are going to enjoy them. Dirty South Paranormal, wonderful team. They've been such a pleasure to deal with. So, my dear, would you like to put them up? Hello.
Hello.
So, some of the other team members, they've got children, and so they're running a little bit behind. So, they're going to catch up with us. Um, let's see. Do we want to get into the questions? Or do we?
I'm open to questions.
Okay. And then when they get on, which hopefully won't be too long, fingers crossed. So, what got you interested in the paranormal, and how long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been interested in the paranormal most of my life, and I didn't really start doing anything about it
Hey, Matt.
until about 5 years ago. I started looking into it more because I realized this is actually something people do, and it wasn't, oh, you have to be on a TV show to do this, that everybody could do it.
Cool. And how long have you been doing it?
With Dirty South Paranormal, off and on, we're going into third year, and I've been with Ghost Ship Hunters for going on 5 years or 6 years now.
Cool. And I don't know if you were able to hear the question. Did you catch that one, Matt?
No, I didn't get it.
Okay. What got you guys interested in the paranormal, and how long have you been doing it?
I would say I've been doing it about 3.5 years. My girlfriend is really the one that got me into it. She grew up with spirits in the house. What's up, Mark? Yeah, she grew up with spirits in the home, and I really didn't get interested into it until my father passed away, and I wanted to communicate with him, so I bought a spirit box, and I got in contact with him, and ever since then, when you hear something or see something, it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I say ghost hunting's like getting a tattoo. Once you do it, you're gonna want to do it again.
Definitely. Hey,
Especially if you,
Selena.
yeah, Selena's awesome. She's a beautiful soul. We love
She's.
you, Selena.
It's been a while since she's been on here, so I know we've missed you. Okay, so of course, we're going to ask the typical questions in the beginning. So, what kind of equipment do you guys use, and which one is your favorite?
Ooh. Equipment I use is Ovilus, cell phone. I have some apps on my phone, and full spectrum camera lately have been the big ones for me to use. And right now, my favorite I would say is the Ovilus because I can hear responses real clearly.
Thank you, my dear husband. Thank you so much. And what about you, Matt?
We got a Kate. We got the new Paralight. It's like a lantern, but it's new
Mhm.
K2. We got the SLS. To be honest, my favorite piece of equipment, I would say the phone. They got many apps on there. There's one just like the one Michael just brought. That's what we use. We did have a Ovilus, but then I sold it. I was like, man, they got the same thing on the phone. And we
Mhm.
actually had a buddy that passed away from the Nazareth. He said they put that app and the Ovilus next to each other, and they were both saying the same thing.
Oh, cool. That's really cool. Don't y'all also have a thermal camera?
Michael does.
Oh.
I have a little thin camera that I can attach to my cell phone and
Hmm.
turn it into a FLIR
Hmm.
camera. I don't use it often though because it eats the hell out of my phone battery.
Oh, wow. Hey, Crow. And who else was there? Thick Crow. I just want to make sure I got everybody and say hello. Okay. How do you guys find your locations to investigate?
I find some via internet searches, word of mouth in the town of asking people where they experienced stuff. Matthew finds a lot of them for us.
Yeah, we was actually on a team before we decided to create our own team, and uh, we found a lot of the places we joined. We went with them for about a year, and there's other paranormal people out there. We just see where they go, and we're like, wow, we want to go there.
Cool.
Full dark, I do have an external battery now, and so I am working on integrating that into the FLIR and on my phone.
Yeah, Amy was the one that was telling us that they have the one where you can plug into your phone. I was like, oh, see, now I got to get one.
You talking about Amy? What the paranormal?
Full dark paranormal. Yeah, it's
Okay,
Amy and Ryan. It's a husband and wife team.
nice to meet y'all.
They're a very good team. I've interviewed them as well. Great team.
Yeah. The only
Um,
dilemma full dark is the camera plugs into the charging port of the phone. So I gotta look to see if there's a charging port for the camera.
there you go. Okay. Which location is your favorite and why?
Ooh, that's a hard one to answer. One of my favorites is the old Nazareth Hospital in Mineral Wells because I've had an apparition there. I've seen, had a lot of hearing voices. I got growled at there, and just a lot of experiences there. And the other one I would have to say is the one I was just at was being the Riser Hospital in Bonham. That one, I had a lot of crazy stuff happening in 2 days straight that just blew my mind.
So, what about you, Matt?
I would say Old Park Hotel in Bollinger. Everything we've been there twice. We're about to go back there on the 8th, and we're actually going to get to go to a jail that they opened across the street. And the owners actually just got permission for that. This will be like their third event for the jail and Old Park, which is pretty cool. You get to stay the night there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so looking
And
forward to that.
we always get activity there. We got the Michael was on live. He got the little girl leave me alone.
Yep.
And the first time we were there, we didn't get it on camera. We was a few of the women and me. We were in the back of the last room up there, and we were just sitting there and talking. And it was like somebody took a broomstick from underneath us and was banging, and you could feel it in your feet. It tripped us out big time.
That's crazy. That is
And
crazy.
that was actually not too far from the room where the little girl was, where Michael got that "leave me alone," and they said they got a portal in that hallway.
Oh, wow. Now, and I'm just going to bring this up. Um, in one of your early videos, y'all were doing the SLS, and you have one of your investigators standing there, and there's something in front of her. You can see it on the SLS, but there, you can't see it. And she hit a sweet spot on this spirit, and he was enjoying it. Now the
Oh yeah.
funny, yeah. Now the funny thing is, I interviewed Saturday Phoenix Paranormal. They're from South Africa. They had something very similar happen. They were in an asylum, and you see one of their investigators standing there on the SLS. There's something in front of her, and he's pleasuring himself. So they talked about that. So when I saw y'all's video, I was like, oh my goodness, this is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I was like, two different countries and similar things. Okay, what can you say?
He said, "I'll be a pervert when I'm dead. Nobody will see."
Oh my God, I thought that was absolutely just, when I saw y'all, I was like, oh my God, I got to talk to him about that one.
Well, the funny thing is it wasn't caught on the SLS video, but I switched places with her, and it didn't seem to care. It was like I was standing there, and I'd put my hand out, and they were like, he was just getting his jollies from whoever was next to him.
Mm-hmm. Like they said in the interview, they're like, I guess they still want to be pleasured in the afterlife.
They thought you were pretty, Michael.
Okay, so is there a location that has frightened you guys, and can you tell us about it?
Um, Honestly, I have yet to experience a location to where I had to run out and didn't want to go back in. So far, I have not been chased out. So, if anybody knows a place that has that potential, I'm all for going in and seeing if it'll happen or not.
Okay, there you go.
I
Now,
would say the old school that they have up here in Mineral Wells. We went there for the first time. That's the video I actually shared with you. We went up there for the first time, and we had an investigator with us, and she's one to talk crap to the ghosts. And she went in there. Yeah, about 12 o'clock, she came out and she said, "I don't know, I don't feel nothing, see nothing." And she went back up in there and she was talking crap to him. She was in there alone. She went all the way down the hallway, and she said she seen a full black figure running after her.
Wow.
Few minutes later, she come running outside. Was like, "What happened?" And she actually had a attachment that night. Me and Michael, we had to leave early because it frightened us, because we ended up having to pray over afterwards.
Oh,
A buddy that was there with us that night, he took a picture of her back, and there was actually a woman on her back, a spirit. And
oh,
it
yeah.
was like, when we were praying over it was like she was trying to throw up, but she couldn't get nothing out. It was
mm-hmm.
kind of freaky.
Oh,
And Michael, he's a priest, Michael, and he was making
Reverend.
holy water, a reverend, and he was putting a little holy water on him, man. It was crazy.
wow.
It didn't make me want to not go back, but it kind of made me want to go back again.
Right.
I was
And
gonna
what
say we
about,
went there 3 times after that, so didn't
Yeah,
really scare us away.
did
but
she?
yeah, she
Uh,
went back, I believe, one other time with us, and but we actually she there was this she got an EVP. It's on that video from that school. I
Hmm.
think it's Leave Me Alone or some or Get Out, and
I think it
it's
was
very
Get Out.
yeah, it's very creepy. You can hear it. It's like an old man. But me and my girlfriend were real close with her. We went to her house, our apartment, a few weeks later, and we were doing the EVP because her little baby monitors were just going off. And we did an
Wow.
EVP, and the same guy came up through her apartment. It's kind of freaky.
Whoa.
And funny thing is the school. One of the trips we went there. I tend to be quiet when I'm investigating, and so it freaks everybody out because I'll just show up. And they thought they'd get even with me. They put blindfold on me, put me in a chair, and all I could hear was a cell phone. And I could hear laughter, but I was like, I know that was coming from outside. I didn't know what they were laughing about. And then they came in and started banging on the door, slamming doors, trying to get me to run out of the room. And my girlfriend was there, and she looked at them and said, "Hey guys, you're wasting your time. You ain't gonna." And they're like, "Oh no, we'll get him." And the thing that got me to jump out of my chair was there was glass next to me that I felt tapping on. And I said to them, "How did you guys approach the glass next to me and tap on it?" And they said they never did. They did
Oh,
everything else, but they weren't tapping the glass. And I was like, that was what was going to make me run. It was the tapping on the
that's
glass.
crazy.
But it stopped, and I was like, you know how you get to that point where you're like
Yeah.
stopping and going, wait, did that just happen? And
That's
so I ended up staying in there the whole time, and they were like so mad. Hey,
that's so
Amy.
cool. Hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
So, okay, has anyone on your team been touched or scratched?
I have.
I think we all have, actually.
That was at Yorktown when that happened to me. That
Mine
Oh,
was
was Magnolia.
and it was one of the first times it was the first time we went to Yorktown. I was in the basement, and there was supposed to be a murder down there. And I was down there, and I felt my shirt get tugged, and I went back
mhm.
up, and right when I got my son on me right here on my arm, and there was 3 scratches. I was like, ooh,
Ooh.
yeah,
Well, how rude.
yeah. There's nuns over there at Yorktown supposedly, and they don't like people with tattoos.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
And did you get touched or scratched? Which one, Michael?
Well, uh, Magnolia, I had my shirt tugged behind me, and I was with 2 ladies, and I was in the middle of a door frame, so there was no room really to be behind me.
Hmm.
And I distinctly heard even my shirt get pulled and let go. And I look behind me, and there's nobody there. And the 2 girls are like on the other side of the room, even sitting on a chair talking. And I was like, did y'all just like pull my shirt? And they're like, no. But I did have an instance though when I was at the old Nazareth to where the back of my heel was like something felt off, and when I looked down, it was bleeding. And I don't know if I rubbed it with my shoe maybe or if something scratched me, but something happened there.
That's crazy. And I guess it can be unnerving at times. I've never been scratched. I've been touched, and I've had my shirt pulled, my hair tugged, but I've never received a scratch. But
I
it
I've never had my hair tugged, but that may be also because it's like too short.
right. So mine's quite long in the back, so it's easy. It's very easy. We have, I call them visitors, and yeah. it loved to tug my shirt. I'd be sitting there. Yes, Walmart can be scary anytime.
I think the people
I'm
in
scared of
Walmart are
Walmart too.
scarier than the paranormal.
Nah. I like the dead more than the live.
Yeah, most definitely. At least you can have some kind of prediction going on. Okay, so has anyone on your team had anything follow them home?
I haven't had anything follow me home.
I would say that girl at that school, what I said
That's
earlier.
Yeah, she
that's
did have something follow her home, but that's why we tell people don't antagonize. And she loved to antagonize.
Oh, every
oh,
investigation.
you mess with the spirit world, they'll come back and kick you in the rear end.
Yeah,
Yep.
they did one night. We was at Bollinger, a whole different location, and they pushed her down twice, violently.
Yeah.
Wow, twice.
Yes.
Mark B. I've been scratched on my arm a few times, had my neck and hair touched at a cemetery near some children's graves. Ugh. Ugh.
I don't know.
No, thank
Being
you.
touched in a cemetery, that may creep me out too much. I don't know. Just because of the thought of, is this the apocalypse that they talk about? Are we starting the living dead now?
Hmm.
Right. I mean, I get being touched is it's um you don't well, of course you don't expect it, but it kind of catches you off guard. And I've been touched twice, and both times I react. I mean, I'm cussing, I'm screaming because I'm a type of person. I respect their boundaries. You better respect my boundaries.
Absolutely.
And
She'll be like Aaron on Ghost Adventures. Ah!
I had something grab me by the wrist, and I turned around and I was just screaming like somebody was standing there, and everybody's looking like, "Why is she screaming?" Yeah, well, I don't like being
It'll freak
touched.
you out.
Yep. And then I had something follow me from here in America to the Netherlands, and it decided in the middle of the night while I was sleeping to grab my ankle. And I knew the minute he grabbed my ankle, I knew who it was. My husband's sound asleep, and I'm just cussing and screaming. I told you don't ever touch me. He's like, what? I didn't touch you. I was like, I'm not talking to you. And he's like, okay, Dad, she's crazy.
That is one dedicated spirit.
I called him Mr. Angry.
Her husband like, it wasn't me tonight.
Uh-uh. He's like, okay, because I told him I pulled him into the paranormal. He did not believe in the paranormal at all. He didn't believe heaven and hell, God, nothing, spirits, and yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
I would have to
Luckily,
say, yeah, Amy getting hugged, I would personally think is comforting, but it also depends on the source.
and where you're at.
I mean, if it's not a family member that's on the other side, then maybe not so comfortable with that hug.
Right. And then let's see. Selena says, so far I've been touched on the shoulder, the hair, been lucky. Haven't been scratched. We'll find out when I start doing cemeteries. Well, fingers crossed you don't get scratched. I
You don't
haven't,
want to be
and
marked.
no, no,
Mm.
no, thank you. Um, do you guys investigate private residence?
I have. I just personally, out of respect for the homeowners, don't talk about it.
That's good.
Yeah,
Have you?
we've done them. We just don't. We leave the evidence with the homeowners.
Yeah, that's good. It's
I know some people that they'll go out there with the camera right in their face. They're letting you in their home, and they're already scared. You don't want to do all
right.
that.
Well, I guess I look at it as I respect that because these people are already, their lives are being turned upside down.
Yep.
And, fingers crossed, you know, they don't have children. And if they do, that's, oh, hmm, been there, done that. So, uh, Joe says, me and Carrie got scratched on the neck and I had my shirt pulled. Hey, Irish Stevo, your first time here. Hello, hello. Yeah, the scratching part, I could just, no, thank you. I could do without. But I do find it interesting is I haven't heard, like when you said you got scratched, most people are like demon.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
I don't jump to that conclusion
Because it could be
unless
anything.
exhausted everything. I even
Right.
was telling somebody that, if I was a spirit and being happy, and the second I do something, somebody goes demon, after a while, I'm just going to say, screw it. I'm just going to get and do what they want because that's what they want. And I was like, it's just like real life. If you get called something so many times, you're just going to say, forget it and just become it.
Right. I see. Mark B says, I have two spirits in my house, but they're respectful. One is a child. I'm okay with them. And they're protective of us, keeping other spirits out. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have spirits in my home all the time.
Same here.
I
Mm-hmm.
freaking call my house the Times Square for the paranormal.
Yep. Our house is literally slap in the middle of a Civil War battle. So when we moved here, my son was 3. So I had to really uh, get my spirit guides, and we really needed to protect the house because I wasn't sure if my son was going to have the same abilities as me.
Well, that's a lot of intense energy there. So that I would,
Mm-hmm.
even if I was being a history major, I'd be like, gotta put up barriers, shields, stuff to keep
Yep.
that out so that my house doesn't turn into that
Right.
out there.
It's yeah, very entertaining. I'll tell one story. Y'all get tickled by this. My son was still quite young, and he's a teenager now. And I'd rather I don't want to deal with no, don't want to deal with teenageness. And but he was quite young, and I was able to. My spirit guides are my family members, and one of them is my great aunt, and she was born 1889, 1900, so she was quite old when she passed.
Wow.
And my son woke me up screaming, and he says, "There's a witch! There's a witch!" Baby, there's no witch in the house. Mama, there was a witch and she was right down there. I said, baby, that's Mama's great aunt. She would be your great great aunt. No, Mama, that was a witch. Luckily, we haven't had any more of those episodes. Kids in the paranormal.
You have a good night, Mark.
See ya, Mark.
Have a good one,
Um,
Mark.
you guys have investigated jails and hospitals. Which one do you find more active?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I had a really cool experience at a jail, but I get more experiences at the hospitals. So, but I've also done 2 hospitals and 1 jail, so it's hard to say which one for me really is more active because I have nothing to compare the jails with.
What about you, Matt?
I like them both. It just depends what night you're there and the activity.
Yeah.
That you don't always get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But out of all the places that we've been to, I would say Old Park Hotel would be the most active.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one has a uniqueness to our team. Is the room that I got the "Leave Me Alone" girl. Before that, somebody heard I got tapped on my shoulder 3 times. Well, the year before, when the team was there, I wasn't there that time. One of the leads got tapped in the room 3 times. And so it's like there's every time we go, there's somebody I think is going to get tapped 3 times in that room.
Wow. That's crazy.
And at the end of the hallway where the portal is, Michael was on live, and you could see like a face on the wall where the portal was. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was. They have like a burlap kind of like papery thing up. And when I was looking at it, I thought nothing of it. Then I looked in my phone and I was like, I could make out ears, the head, and it looked like the traditional look of a demon's face. And I was like, I put my phone away from it and I'm looking at it. And I put my phone up and I'm like, what? And so in the middle of the live, I stop what I'm doing and go, you guys got to come see this. Get everybody, go, come and check this out. And we're all looking at this and everyone's like, why are we looking at this? And then I go, look at it now through my phone. And they're like, oh my God.
Wow.
Melly's actually one of our
Hey,
other
Melly,
leaders.
why aren't you on here?
She's taking care of a rugrat, baby Bam Bam.
That's funny. Let's see. Paranormal Science says, how far have you guys been out of Texas? And what's the name of the one of the places you went out of the state?
Well, I've been to the Grand Canyon at a hotel there. I believe it was Hotel Louvre, I believe was the name. I'm not sure. It's been about 5 years. I've been to New Mexico, been to Oklahoma, West Virginia, um, Florida. So that, let's see, Florida was St.
I've
Augustine.
been everywhere.
Ooh.
West Virginia was an abandoned school that was being turned into an art studio. Oklahoma was Broken Bow Asylum, which was a really cool experience. And I'll actually be doing a video on that one pretty soon, beyond what I filmed that night. And New Mexico was Billy the Kid's grave. And yeah, that's pretty much Tucumcari. I forgot Route 66. Did some
Ooh.
investigating on that.
Wow. That's crazy. So, why don't we pull up?
What about Matthew?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, I've been to Oklahoma
Sorry.
out there. It's all right. I've been to Oklahoma. I would say Eternal Falls caves out there
Oh, wow.
where the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
And we plan to go out to Louisiana soon.
Oh, I've been to, I was, it was a tattoo convention, but oh my gosh, Bourbon Street, the whole thing. That is some funky vibes out there.
I
Oh,
believe it.
Oh, yeah, I've also been to Yorktown Battlefield and Vicksburg Battlefield.
ooh, right
Almost
up.
forgot those as a kid.
Paranormal Side loves those kind of things. I love Turner Falls. Back in the day, I got some cool EVPs under the falls. That's what Selena said.
Is that what we're
Eternal
calling it
Falls is
now?
beautiful.
Wow. And Amy, Battlefields I'd love to see. Mm.
Yeah, Gettysburg is on my bucket list, and so is Shiloh and Antietam.
It's funny because not even 20 minutes from here is one of the top 10 bloodiest Civil War battles.
Chattahoochee, right? No. Well, you got me on the spot now. Being the history major, I should know this one.
Come on, Michael.
And the funny thing is you even told me it.
Yep.
It was along the way of the siege of Atlanta. It was one of those smaller ones, but yeah, it's not as written about. But yeah, I remember you telling me.
Kennesaw Mountain.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it was nasty because that's where they were trying to stop the North from getting into Atlanta and burning it. And I think it was my area that actually was affected the most than really Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta was affected. And Amy,
Yeah.
she's there, Full Dark's up in the New York State. Let's trade battlefields. I've never been to a southern one. And Joe says, I love Gettysburg. I want to go get
So
my
do I.
spidey senses out. And then let's see, Cassie. I would go out to Nevada. I have to wait till the borders open. She's our little Canadian friend.
Well, actually, there's a really cool spot in Nevada outside of Vegas where they do a lot of sci-fi filming. I got to go there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a patch that you can stand on the ground, have a plane fly over you, and you never hear it. The sound just disappears. It's a total dead zone for sound.
That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then Cassie says, we have some crazy battlefields here. War of 1812.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
That's the eastern side. Quebec, Montreal.
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, Eastern or is it Western? I was like, my bad. And of course, my husband has to pipe in and go, my home country, the Netherlands. We have battlefields from 200 BC.
Well, technically, so do we, but we just don't advertise it because it looks really bad when we say we came to a country that was vacant and moved all the people that were there, relocated them. So we'd say nobody was here before us.
Selena says, Cassie, when you make it over, visit Galveston, Texas. It's an island graveyard.
Yes, it is. And the story behind that was in the early 1900s, they had shut down the warning system because it was too far to travel inland and there was nothing predicted. And they left, and not but a few hours later, there was one person still there, but he couldn't get the warning out, and thousands of people died from a flood, from a hurricane that just slammed the coast.
That's crazy. Cassie says she lives 20 minutes from the bloodiest battle from 1812.
Yeah, I'm not even going to answer which one that is because that depends on which side you're on.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. So you have, what was it? Something about history?
I have a history degree.
That's awesome. Because the one thing I've always said is with paranormal comes history. They go hand in hand. I mean, it's through the test of time. You see it. And of course, my husband, we have been invaded several times from Romans to Vikings to Spaniards to French and Germans.
Don't forget the Saxons and the Gauls and the Normans.
Well, the one thing I got to experience is his city was bombed 3 times during World War II. And I picked up a lot of residual energy just around there. It's amazing the intensity of things that happened. I mean, it's just so sad. Cassie says the Battle of Lundy's Lane in Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Yeah, that was a brutal battle. But Selena, you're right that they were. And the funny thing is, I say funny because history, I learned to take some humor into things, is New Orleans got flooded and all the bodies were floating by. And so that's why now everybody in New Orleans is buried in mausoleums above ground in vaults or concrete because it prevents the bodies from floating down and getting lost in the Gulf.
Thank you, Paranormal Side.
That's awesome. Thank you, Joe. Have a good night, guys. Okay, honey.
The Canadians.
Right. There you go, my dear husband. Let's pop up their videos and let's see some of their evidence. I know the first video is going to be the abandoned hospital.
You need to close it if you want us to leave. We will leave if you close that door. Slam it shut, I don't care. Close it.
Yes, dear. Do you have a problem?
Okay, well, to set that one up, I was the one filming
I
that.
can only see your red eyeball talking to us.
Yes.
And we were downstairs.
What?
It's not one to cooperate.
What, dear?
It's not his fault.
Spirit doesn't want it out there. It wants you to come to the channel to look at it. No, but we were downstairs in the TV room that they had set up, and we were noticing on camera this cabinet door opening and closing. So we all rushed up there, and we're watching it, and there's a window that's broken, so our first thought was, this is really cool how the wind's doing it. Except we all started noticing when the door was moving, there is no wind. You don't feel any breeze whatsoever.
Wow. And
in all honesty, in Texas, you're going to feel the wind because it's hot. And so I'm filming it, and then I look to the right, and there's another door that's slightly open, and it's never moved. And it did not move the whole night. And so we were sitting there just laughing at how this door would open all the way, close slightly, close all the way, open back up, however it wanted to. And at the same time, there were 3 books on a counter, and it would act like it's going to flip the pages of 3 books at the same time, but never did. Or it would pick the 2 on the ends, or it would pick in the middle. It was just random. And so it's like, as everyone's going, oh, it's got to be the wind. We're like, no, this is not wind.
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
Okay, did the video play?
It played for like a second or two and then blanked out.
Hold on.
Welcome to the paranormal world.
You can close it if you want us to leave. We will leave if you close that door. Slam it shut, I don't care. Close it.
Yeah, there it goes again.
Come on, close it.
Oh,
What
Man,
the hell?
pictures are moving and there is no wind right now.
Seriously, I can't go with me. Close the door. Close it. Door. Can you
We
touch
promise
us?
it is real footage. It is available at Dirty South Paranormal's YouTube page.
Ah,
it is.
wait.
Okay, admittedly, I did feel a breeze.
Oh,
I can hear my husband slamming on his mouse, and I can. Who was that in the background talking?
That was
It was
me.
you, but who
no,
was
no, it was actually Kristen with Ghost Geeks.
okay? Because I can hear her getting frustrated. I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
that's my
Kristen.
husband.
Yeah. Kristen was up there, and I was up there, and yeah,
That door slamming is loud.
yeah. That wasn't even in the room we were in.
Yeah, because y'all go running.
Yep.
It was funny how they go running too.
I will try it one more time, okay? Because it's being.
Maybe try it further in. Everyone's seen the intro part of the video.
Hold on, it's not that long. If people start complaining, well, I mean. Okay, let's move that over here.
We can hear you thinking.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Everyone's got to trust the all-seeing eye.
That's all right.
Mhm.
I normally do that in my head.
You have a noisy
this.
because we can hear you too when you do it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, Kiki Chad was up there.
All right, Michael, you gotta be quiet. Let's see. He's sharing his screen. Let's see if it can happen. I think you gotta unmute yourself the way we can hear
Oh,
it.
you can see the face.
Yeah, honey.
You can go with me. Close the door. Close it. Door. Can you touch us?
Ah,
Okay, admittedly, I did feel a breeze.
What the fuck was that?
That was a door. I don't know.
Okay, we are in the hallway checking out. We just heard the door slam.
Uh,
oh, there he went mute.
As you can tell, I have awesome narration skills.
You're just as calm as well. As you can see.
Okay, that was the workaround. Okay, so.
Do you want to try? Do you want to try the next one, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next one is the abandoned school. What are you doing? Did we get?
Ooh, she got that whip cranked on him. Yes, ma'am.
Uh oh. Know the feeling. I just have a teenager. Mm. Are we having problems, honey?
There it goes.
He's working his way through it.
Is there anybody in here? What's your name? Do you like us being here?
So what was going on with the SLS?
They're playing patty cake.
Ah, because I was like, what is going on? That is so cool. That is really cool. And then we have the last one, Spooky Little Girl, Leave Me Alone, the one we talked about. Ooh.
And Michael didn't hear this with his ears. Someone on the live pointed it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was doing the live and my Facebook Messenger kept going off, and I finally had to stop and look at what was going on.
You can see all the little toys around. That's some interesting dolls and artwork in this room.
Oh.
Did you hear the 3 taps whenever he went over by the bed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then also from the beginning, on the beginning of the video, if you look down where the that table is, someone else always also pointed out there's you can see like a child or something down there.
It was more of at the end when I was phasing out. They paused it and looked, and you can outline a girl sitting there, crunched up with her knees to her chest and her arms around her legs. I could outline it, and I was like, "Oh,
No. That's just the creepy toys. No, thank you.
see." And you can
No.
tell I didn't hear it because, like, with the 3 taps, I just keep panning. It's like I didn't stop. I didn't even know it had happened.
Yeah, because you can hear the tapping. That's absolutely insane. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is some pretty awesome stuff. I mean, y'all get some good evidence. I mean, I've literally watched every one of your videos. I do my research. Ha ha ha. And because I do research, yes, I get to dig in deep and I get to do all the good stuff. Uh-oh.
So, which was your favorite video?
I have to say I got a kick out of the SLS and the very, I think it was the first one. Am I correct? Where
I believe so.
yeah, he's enjoying himself a little too much. I just, but I got a kick out of that because I mean I literally just came off from interviewing Phoenix Paranormal, and then you know hearing what they had to say and seeing it, and then seeing y'all's video, I was like, no way, this is so cool. I mean, what are the odds that I would talk, interview them and then interview you guys and similar things happen. I was like, okay, that's just crazy. Crazy.
We
You never
just
know
we
what's
all,
gonna happen.
yeah, you never do. We just put out a video today, and we was at Hill House Manor, and we just bought cat balls to play with, and we laid them down, and
Oh my
we
god.
was having fun with it. When you play with my balls and stuff, we was joking around, and I replayed the video as I was editing it, and you could see the orb go right over the ball as it lights up, and you could see it twice as it did that.
That's so cool. Let's see. I'm trying to think of an. I think the one was. I'm trying to think which gel it was. Oh, because y'all did two different gels.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to think which one. You had a lot of activity in that gel.
it might have been old Lavaca gel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, I missed that one.
Oh.
that place was crazy. Uh, we went there when it was hot, and we was upstairs. They have the older gel. Then
Mm-hmm.
downstairs they have the newer gel. And when I went up there, I'm a big dude. I was sweating, and then me and my other lead, Brenda, we was sitting up there doing a Phasma box session, and my arm, the hair on my arms, just woo.
Oh.
Yeah,
Now that's one thing I love is the Phasma box. I really get a kick out of that. Levy with Jaeger Papa TV, he uses the Phasm box a lot, and man, I mean the voices he gets out of there are so clear. It's insane. So I really enjoy the.
what else I love about it is you can hear, like, we was at an investigation once. We was at the Stockyard Hotel in Fort Worth, and we was on the phone with our medium at the time. Was FaceTiming her, I believe. She was not in the room with us, and she said, "You're about to hear a dog come through on the Phasma box," and we heard a dog. You can hear
Wow.
gunshots. You can hear a train. You can hear my girlfriend's father. He passed away. He played the guitar. We've been hearing the guitar on. It's pretty crazy.
It it is. I remember Levy was doing a live stream, and he was at Briar Mansion. Up, it's in New York, or New. I think I'm so bad about locations because I try to remember everybody's. And he was doing a live stream, and I was on there, and he went in this closet, and there was just shelves from the floor up with nothing but dolls, creepy dolls. And he closed the door. He's in the closet, and he had cat balls in there, I think. And he says, all of a sudden you hear him say, "Something tapped my foot, something tapped my foot, something tapped my foot." So he comes out, and I said, "Levy," I said, she's older, maybe older teens, early 20s. I said, "She's scared of you because he's a big guy. He used to fight MMA. So he's a big guy." And I said, "She's frightened of you." Well, they misunderstood what I meant and thought he's such a kind soul. And I said, "No, it's your size. She's frightened of your size." And all of a sudden you hear on his Phasm box, because he had it running, "Yes, she's right." I was like, we were all flipping out. I mean, he picks up a lot, and yeah, when y'all use it, y'all pick up a lot on that. I love it. Yeah, he's 6'4". He's a big guy. Okay, so I have got just 4 get to know you questions. They're nothing paranormal. It's just to get to know you guys, and they're easy. I promise. I promise. So the first one.
Well, hey, just so you know, Michael talks like a woman, so we'll end up being here all night.
I beg your
Hey,
pardon.
I love him, but he can talk. He can talk for days.
They're really easy. So, the first question, what type of music are you into?
I'm into Celtic music and country and hip hop.
I like it all. If it sounds good, I'll play it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as
Oh,
it ain't it's no skip a nut where you can't understand them. I'm not with all that.
yeah. Um, two, what's the most unusual place you've fallen asleep?
Man, I can't. You got him thinking.
I
He usually
know.
knows
I
I
all
can't
his
know.
think of
questions.
any. I
We're
can't
gonna
think of anything.
we're gonna see smoke coming out soon. Thinking too hard.
He fell asleep on the toilet.
No, I've never done that. I guess I would have to say in a car.
You've never fallen asleep in an investigation?
Nope.
Cool. What about you, Matt?
Almost fell asleep on the investigation. Oh, you lie, Michael. You sure did.
Which
You
one?
lie. New Year's Eve, Nazareth. You took your butt back in that deal and put your mask on and yeah.
That was when it was over.
Oh, really?
And I was the last one to go lay
Nah,
down.
I was still awake. I would say in the car on the way back from the investigation.
Cool. Number 3. What is 2 of your pet peeves? Oh no, it can't be that hard. While you're thinking, I'll tell you, my biggest pet peeve is listening to people eat. Especially
Smacking.
crunchy food.
Oh,
No,
man.
the smacking, but the crunchy food.
Slurping or smacking, it makes
Like-
you want
like,
to slap them.
I can't go to
Okay.
movie theaters.
The people who, when they're eating, they take their fork and drag it across the plate. Oh, that drives me nuts.
That's my son's. My son goes crazy over that.
Another one I would say is, when somebody says, I don't want to talk about it, and then spends like 45 minutes to an hour talking about it.
That's a good
And
one.
keep saying, I don't want to talk about it, but this is what's going on, and I don't want to talk about it, and this is why this happened.
I don't want to talk
It's
about it. You gonna hear me though?
But I don't want to talk about it. Okay. What are your 2, Matt?
Michael talking too much. I swear, we was on our way back from investigation. We carpool with Michael, and the other girl used to be on our team. Oh my God, they talk. I love them, but oh my God, the whole way.
You
we were
couldn't sleep.
discussing how to commit
I
a
couldn't
murder
sleep.
and get away with
I
it.
was tired too.
We were discussing we like murder mysteries, and so we were discussing all the ways we could do it and get away with it.
Yeah, Michael was talking about some goddamn dagger that dissolves when you stab him. I'm like, what the
An
heck?
ice dagger, come on!
I said, who in the hell is Michael killed? That's what I want to know. Who did he kill?
You will never know, or keep it up. Maybe you will know.
Oh my God. Poor Melly.
Yeah, did you see her say this? My team's crazy. This is why you need to be on these, Melly.
That's you there. Here, let me have one.
And you got one more.
She wants-
One more.
Let me see.
Uh-oh, Melly's
Uh-oh.
coming in.
I
Uh-oh.
can't say it because she's stealing my vibe.
Uh-oh.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. You had to pop in.
Yeah, just for a minute.
What are your 2 pet peeves?
Now you gotta answer the
Your
question.
crazy
Oh
team.
no! Why did I just come in here? I would have to agree with what Matthew said about Michael. I'm sorry, Michael. I love you, but you do talk a lot.
Oh, they're dogging on you.
Yeah.
See, mine is crunching food and other people's driving. I'm a road rager. I don't drive crazy. I scream, and my husband's sitting there going, "They can't hear you." I was like, it helps. It helps. It's whoosh. So the last question. This
Hold
is
on, Melly
easy.
didn't answer hers.
Oh, my bad.
Second one.
Okay. Here's one of my biggest ones. When we're all trying to investigate and we tell everyone to shut up and they don't, I cannot stand that.
I know someone that
Oh, I
does
thought I
that.
was going to be 2 for 2. I thought she was going to say how I told you I sneak up on people. She says it all
Oh,
the
yeah,
time, and
he
I
does
don't.
that to me all the time.
And I'm not sneaking. I'm trying to be quiet.
That's a good one though. That is because you always hear teams and they're like, "Shh, shh, shut up,
Yeah.
shut up."
You know, I'm starting to think you might be right there, Ed.
He says that Michael will scrap the Dirty South Paranormal now. Oh, but I like how you guys talk that you're family first and then a paranormal team.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
that's what I love about you guys because you can tell in your investigations that you look after each other, y'all are joking, you're laughing. So, there's always that serious time, but there's also that time where you have to laugh. I mean,
Yeah.
either that
Yeah.
or you cry, and who wants
There
to
was
cry?
one time we were at the school and Matthew's asking me personal questions, and Melly will tell you I do not discuss my personal life.
No
And
comment.
I'm sitting here answering him, and don't even remember I'm on live. And I look down and I'm like, well, you guys on the live just got a bonus. 'Cause I never talk about my personal life, and I just did.
It's all good. Matthew got you back.
That's good. But I really like it. I mean, y'all got such a good bond with each other, and it's great to see that with teams because
Yeah, we do.
sometimes you don't get that side of a lot of teams, the camaraderie. So, have you guys ever tried doing the Estes method?
The Estes method? Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Mm-hmm.
And good, bad.
I find it hard because that spirit box, my ears, I have a hard time discerning words from all the static.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You know, it's hit or miss with some people. I know, like with Full Dark Paranormal, the 2 of them, their husband-wife team, they have great Estes method. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Just giving you your moment.
No, it ain't my moment. I heard y'all talk about a medium. So y'all are open about working with mediums?
We have on occasion.
Is anybody on your team an empath or have any kind of... So what about you, Millie? You're muted. Uh-oh. Unmute. Unmute. Honey, unmute them. He has the power.
Did it work?
There you go.
Okay. Oh, what was the question again? Oh, I'm a bit of a sensitive and empath.
Oh, cool. So,
You were saying a lot more than that because you were
That's
going,
what I was saying,
going,
but
going.
I was trying to tell him to plug it back in.
So what abilities do you have?
I feel things. I feel things around me a lot. I'm not so much of a seer like Matthew is. Like Matthew will sit there and see things. I can feel things and hear things better. And I can feel like emotions.
Cool. That's very interesting. I do like to find out if teams are open to it or not. Some just don't agree with it, and some do. So that's very interesting, especially with Matthew and him telling us that y'all were on the phone with a medium and how she said,
Yeah.
dog's gonna come through barking.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Let's see. Amy at Full Dark says Ryan has the best luck, more so than I with that. I don't know, Amy. Y'all get some good stuff. Hello, professional paranormal research. Welcome. So that's really, really cool. So I'm sitting here having a brain fart moment right now. It's one of those days.
What was there another one of those videos you watched? You had a question for us about?
Oh my goodness.
And by the way, Melly is the one who named the team. So if you want to know how we got her name, she's the one
Yep.
to ask.
That was me.
Oh, very cool. Well, see, me being from Georgia, you know, a lot of people don't understand the Dirty South at all.
Yeah.
So I totally, it didn't go over my head. I'm used to it.
I used to live out there in Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That explains it.
Yeah. I used to live out there by Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not far from Atlanta.
Yeah.
It used, I mean, I lived closer when I was younger, so it was my old stomping grounds, but yeah, I'd like to stay out of it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Craziness.
It's where The Walking Dead started, so, you know, that explains it all right there.
There you go. Me and you were talking, Michael, and you were saying that you were going to come to Georgia.
Yes. I do have plans to come to Georgia to meet up with my cousin who lives there, and she wants to experience what a paranormal investigation's like, because she had some paranormal experiences at her old place, and so the unique thing is after like 15, 20 years of silence between us, she reached out to me, and one of the questions was, are you into paranormal? Because I've seen you doing this on Facebook Live. And I said, yeah, and it's kind of rekindled our connection and actually brought us back together. So it's going to be one of those that I'm hoping this lockdown stuff nonsense gets over with soon so I can go and start investigating Georgia.
Definitely interesting. Interesting history. Oh my God. I just had another question in my head. Now I've just totally forgotten what it is. Oh my goodness. I'm going to blame my child on this because he was dropping F-bombs. Stressing me out. He wasn't winning in
Was
his
it
video
Fortnite?
game. No. Yeah, probably. That's the one
Oh,
where he
Lord.
always gets mad. So
I have one of them kids.
I don't
that
even
do
know
that.
what Fortnite is.
you don't want to
I
know.
I call it Dork Night, and you definitely don't want to know.
No. Oh
I'm
my
barely
God.
understanding Minecraft.
Oh my God! They're
Oh,
on
don't
that
even bring that
microphone
up
all
either.
day,
Oh my
every day.
God. I mean, it's insane. Um, what does y'all's families think about your extended families? Think about y'all being in the paranormal.
My extended family that knows about it is very supportive of it, and they find it really cool and ask me a lot of times what's going on, and they want to know. And every once in a while, they'll even pop up on my lives, and you'll hear me
Oh wow.
say, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And I'm like laughing inside, going, "This isn't a family event, but hey, it's cool to see you."
That's awesome. What about you, Matt?
uh, I got two junior investigators. They love it, and then my mom and brother, they live with us. They think we're crazy.
Because one thing I explain to people is in the South, because it's totally we're a totally different breed. Because you got the Bible Belt, and it's funny because I grew up both sides of my family mountain folks. It's okay to tell ghost stories, perfectly okay, and they tell them constantly. But if you talk about having a paranormal experience, no, 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 we don't do that. Would you say that's so in Texas, or maybe a little different?
I would say I've seen that in Texas. That some people are open to it, and most people are like, "Nope."
A lot of these small little towns around here that have all these abandoned buildings or that are 100 years old, most of the people that are running the cities, they don't want it to be about, they want more of the history.
Right.
I guess they don't want to be known as ghost towns, or we that building's the most haunted. That's like in Mineral Wells. They've shut
Right.
down a lot of places down there. We love to investigate because of that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are, as you are in Georgia. We're in the Bible Belt as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It stretches through North Texas, so we have to be careful of that.
Well, gee, thank you, honey. Texas has the most cattle in the United States. Wow.
Well, we did
Well, I
have
wouldn't have known. All them cowboy
Laney
boy shows.
Cattle Ranch
Well, I reckon we might have a
trails.
whole bunch of them.
They only had about 20 cattle trails running through Texas.
Oh, that's it? Only? So it's interesting because when I interviewed the South Africans, they said the same thing. Um, it's hard to find locations there. They don't want any, especially if you go on a paranormal team, they're like, no, 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 we don't want that reputation. So it's very interesting to hear, because even here in Georgia, um, we have an old asylum, which it's down south, way South Georgia, and everybody wants to go there, but it's not open. I think they open a little bit for a couple of years. I think they did Halloween things, but really they didn't allow anybody to come and investigate. And you go there, you'll go to jail, and a lot of it is dilapidated. They're still using the other part of it, but we've heard creepy things come out of that asylum. People talking about hearing screams, um, all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's interesting. Um,
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Is we always get permission before entering a location.
That's good. I mean,
They,
the
they
things
carry
that,
gun. They carry guns around here. We don't play.
oh, well,
We make sure we get permission.
it's the same here. It's an open carry over here as well. So trust me, I know. um, it's it just don't Milledgeville is what it's called, and it's so intriguing to people that they have to go. But there has been so many spooky things with Milledgeville that people can't even get in because they're already picking up stuff on the outside, and it's insane. But you just can't stop, you know, the flow. I would say there's probably more haunted areas where I'm at, where the actual battle took place. We have haunted tours. We have the old plantation, big antebellum style homes. Um, One is a restaurant. They turned it into a restaurant, but the owners say yeah, it's haunted. There's no things. Silverware gets moved, plates get moved. Um, the little square is quite haunted. Um, they're pretty open to it here in this area, but there's just not as many, believe it or not, paranormal teams. They just they prefer to keep everything private. There was one big team, and I was about to join them, and I was like, forget it. There was too much drama in that one, too much. So
There's always a lot of drama in the paranormal field. It's about who's trying to step on who.
Well, no, it wasn't that.
Everybody wants to be the next Zach Bagan Ghost Adventures.
Well, the guy
Not
who
me.
no, no, the guy who started the group was sleeping with all the ladies in the group.
Oh Lord!
So of course the ladies were fighting among themselves, and I was like, no, 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 no. So now he's in Savannah.
That's a little bit too much drama. You keeping it in the family.
I told you, drama. And like you said, it's it's awesome that y'all go and get permission because like here, no, you won't catch me going on somebody's property because it's an open carry law over here.
Yep.
So
and a lot of people don't know that they think you get paid when you join a paranormal team. No, we have to pay like $300 to $500 just to rent these places out for locations to have fun, and we do it because we want to have fun. And about 99% of the time, we're just sitting around BSing, having fun.
Yeah.
And that's normally when something will happen.
Yeah.
Like I was having fun on one of our investigations recently was at River Legacy, and we were walking through these trees, and it was like kind of like, okay, this has got to be so boring on YouTube and Facebook. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I was like, crikey, and just started talking Australian, stopped the video, went a little bit.
Was that the one where you're trying to find the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next video starts and we're like, crikey, that was close.
Right.
just having some fun. And I was like, it had to break up the monotony because just going along is just so boring. And Matthew got outed on that video too.
Ooh. Now you have to share.
I had to stay home and watch the baby.
Ah.
But he told everybody else he couldn't make it for a different reason, and then Melly said what the reason was, and we all were like, "Ooh, Matthew just got outed on live."
That was Michael that did that.
Ooh.
Michael's a big time joker. He tries to scare the women in every investigation.
I really honestly don't try. It just happens.
He's always hiding in the corner waiting for him to go by. He tried to do that at the last location. I just looked at him like, what?
Hey, I was trying to
He
get
tried
you
to do that
back
to
for
me.
the hospital, or not the hospital, the school.
That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious.
Hey,
So,
you have to have fun. What
Oh
yes.
yeah.
we like to we keep a chat on Messenger. We talk almost every day, and we like to go out to eat, or sometimes we'll
Mhm.
carpool, or we'll get a room together. We got to keep it like family. I know the team that I was with before this,
Mhm.
the lead, after leaving the team, I found out, I was like, wow, we was overpaying him. He was having fun while we paying for it. We try to keep it, everybody's going to have fun, so everybody's going to pay the same amount.
Right.
We try to keep it. We might be the leads, but we're not gonna sit there and boss nobody around. We're all grown. We're all gonna go in
Mhm.
this having fun. Just don't be stupid.
I'm sorry, honey. Why do you keep? Oh, really? Australia? Australia.
Actually, I was laughing at the name Canberra. Could you imagine the settlers that go, "Hey, let's call this land Canberra"? That sounds good.
That's crazy. It I find it very interesting. Um, let's see. Did they allow? Honestly, I don't know, so I'm not being weird. Did they allow any paranormal investigation at the Alamo?
They do, as far as I've heard of some people being able to, but you can't share. It's like they
Ah,
keep it private, and I think that's to keep the lore alive. Um, I don't believe though that anybody's been able to publish anything they found.
I've seen
interesting.
something from the Alamo picture that a guy took, and it looked like a soldier. It was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That
pictures is one thing. I'm
they
talking
will allow
video.
you. They'll allow you to take photo and stuff, but I don't. I mean, if you're walking outside, they can't. I mean, if nobody's out there, you break out a spirit box. You videotape it a little bit. That's your own business.
Right.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you got to be
Wow.
quiet a little bit.
That's interesting because, like, one of the places I told my husband, I was like, I want to go to Auschwitz. He put his foot down. He's like, no, 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 mm-mm. Um, because for me, I can see spirits, hear them, communicate with them, and I can pick up residual energy. And he's like, no. He's like, because I would be too worried you'd be traumatized, that you could walk away with possible PTSD. He's like, just think about it. I was like, well, I didn't really think about it that way.
I have a friend that's investigated a couple of times Auschwitz, and he said a lot of the people that are there will start out happy, and when they leave, are almost depressed. He said the energy
Yep.
is super thick there, and it will really mess with your mind more than an
Mhm.
asylum or some of these places. He's like, that's on a whole nother level.
Yes, that's exactly because I we went on a holiday, and we weren't we were still in Holland near the German line, but there is a concentration camp in Holland. I was like, "Can we go?" And he's like, Well, we find out later. I'm doing an interview with the Dutch paranormal team, and she's like, "They have ovens there, and they used them." And I mean, me and my husband were talking. He's like, "I'm glad we didn't go." He's like, "Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Walk up on that. I mean, no, thank you. That's freaky." So, um, do you think, like you said, something like that's a whole new level. Well, let's compare battlefields to like asylums.
Well, there the difference is in battlefields, you're defending yourself on each side. You don't want to be shot and killed. So you're fighting for your own survival, and you're also at the same time being ordered to do this. You're not there by choice. To me, that's different because in asylum, you were put there for a reason, and how you react is on you. Nobody is in the asylum telling you, okay, now you got to go hurt this person. Now you got to go defend yourself against this person. That's all choice, a little bit.
Right.
Whereas, like Vicksburg and Shiloh, I mean, you had armies, hundreds or thousands of people coming at you. You know, that's a whole different level of, yeah, I'm in a locked room.
Right. It's interesting because I interviewed Paranormal Purgatory, and he's up in that area. And he was filming the same area as Full Dark Paranormal. Both teams who don't know each other and on totally separate things. He ended up catching cannon fire in his video. They went Full Dark Paranormal went same field, everything, cannon fire.
Wow.
But I thought that was wow. Thank you, honey.
Wow.
So informative. Glad you told us.
Well, and when I was in St. Augustine, we happened to be seeing them at the fort firing the cannon. And that thing is so loud. But what amazed me and my friend that was with me at the time was I stood there, filmed from start to finish. And when they fired, you can hear everybody scream or jump. And my camera never moved. I was like totally still through the whole thing. And he's like, didn't that scare you? I was like, yeah. He goes, then how come you didn't move? I was like, I don't know. I guess I was so focused on the filming that I didn't really pay attention to how spooked I was.
Don't encourage him, Selena. Don't encourage him. So Full Dark says people aren't allowed to set off cannons at night, right? Like that's illegal. That's like what it sounded like.
Sometimes you can get permission.
Yeah, but this wasn't, during the height of everything that was going on down there.
Nobody. They just captured it with their video camera.
Yeah, we didn't do the
That's
firing.
the cool thing
That
about
was
it.
the fort was doing it.
Yeah, I was at that fort. I got to visit there. That's a heavy place. I didn't like it.
Now we did though on a road trip. We were in Jefferson, Texas, and somebody brought up a blunderbuss that they made and loaded it. And my friend got to fire it, and he looked at me, and this was before we got to St. Augustine. And he's like, can you film this for me? I said, yeah. And you can see him fire and the smoke come out of the musket. And I'm standing there, and again, I never moved. It's like the sound, I could hear it. You could see people like freaking out around me, and I was just standing there like, he fired a gun.
Wow. I mean, and that you'll have to explain to some people what that is, because I don't think my husband would even know what that is.
A blunderbuss is a rifle that's got like a funnel at the end, and it was designed by the pirates to be able to load with anything from whatever was around that they could use to defend the ships or defend their treasures.
I wouldn't want to. The kick on that, forget it.
There it is.
He's already on top of it. He ain't playing.
And the only thing that thing doesn't tell you is a blunderbuss is as loud as a cannon.
It probably has a kick of an elephant.
Oh yeah.
I would not want to shoot that. No. And I grew up with firearms. And no, no, that would no.
I
But
didn't shoot it.
I mean, I know the fort. When we went down into the center part of it, they had all the little rooms off of there. I couldn't even go in the rooms. I could not go in the rooms. There was something. I don't know how to explain it. Just something. It was off. I didn't like it, and I wasn't going to participate.
Yeah, I think with the
Who
fort
said
is
no? Wait, who said no?
Oh, that was Melly. She's
Okay. Okay.
was she
I
telling
just
me
hear
no?
I just hear this no really softly, and I was like, wait.
Yeah. The thing though with the fort is when you're there and you read the stuff that they have, there's a history of, there was the Spanish there was the American Indians there were the other countries there. It's like there's a layer on layer on layer.
Yep. And I know the Spaniards and the native Indians, they got along with them a lot easier.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, I mean, if you compare them to the French.
Okay, well, if we're comparing to the French, and everybody was saints at that time.
I mean, I that fort just gave me the heebie-jeebies, something bad. I've been to Savannah. That's a cakewalk.
I haven't been to Savannah yet.
I want to go to St. Augustine's jail.
I think I did that. Did they do that in a tour?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did it.
That place is creepy.
It is.
Oh, that is one place I would love to experience.
I got a lot of orbs there.
Oh, my naughty Frank is here. Hello, honey. He is always stirring up problems. I was missing you. Where were you? Yeah. They had George Lopez, who's part of the Paranormal Channel. I don't know if it's George Lopez and Ken, and they have Mike Bullard. He's in Texas. But George Lopez has been doing paranormal for a long time. He's good friends with Andrea Perron. Oh, God, forget it. I can't even say the name right. My husband can say it better than I can. She's the one that lived in the Conjuring house. And
you're not talking about George Lopez, the actor.
No.
You better get her beer ready, Ed.
That's what I was thinking at first. I was like, wait, what?
No. He moved from up north to Florida, and that is one of his favorite places to investigate is the St. Augustine jail. Awesome place. What is one or two locations, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you like to go and visit?
Paris Catacombs. And just had the name in my head. It's off the coast of Italy, I think, the Island of Bones. Starts with a P.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Patagonia or something.
Honey, we've talked about this location. They sent the sick.
Just giving him a minute. He'll tell us what it is.
Right. he lived in Italy, so he can speak Italian. So come on. Help me out here. Throw me a bone. That place is creepy.
I gotta say, he's
Ah.
one hell of a moderator. He's staying on top of
Poveglia.
it.
He works.
Poveglia.
He's my back guy. He did IT, so I was like, if I'm going to do this, then I need your help. I was like, because
It's-
I can't do this.
It's Poveglia.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The place is very, very, very creepy there.
Yeah.
Suicides, murder. The guy that was running, the doctor that was running the hospital was murdered. The patients threw him off. Oh, that's crazy. How about you, Matt?
I would have to say I want to go to England, check out a few of the castles out there.
Oh.
My God.
Ed, you're a hard worker. You made this a good one tonight. It wouldn't have been so much fun without you. You did a good job.
I can tell you, I've been to Scotland, and Scotland is awesome. I wasn't able to do the tours because at the time, our son wasn't even 1 yet. He was a couple months from being 1, so we couldn't do any of the tours.
Yeah.
But our hotel room faced Hangman Square. So they have this round stone, and that's where they did all the hanging. My kid decides to have his second night terror, screaming. And I'm like, okay, this is just too creepy for me. But that place is super creepy. Super creepy.
And remember when we were talking, I just mentioned the underground tunnels under Scotland.
Mm-hmm. That's what we wanted to do. I wanted so badly to do it, but I mean, I wasn't going to subject my kid to that. I mean, I'm no dummy, but my one go-to place is Conjuring House. I want to go so badly.
Me too.
Yeah.
I want to go.
That
Only-
in Amityville.
I don't think Amityville's is haunted. I don't pick up the vibes from it.
Well, I had somebody who showed me a picture that was taken by a satellite during the winter, and the Amityville house has no snow on it. The entire plot of land. No snow,
Wow.
but everything around it is covered in snow.
Wow. Okay.
So,
That's interesting.
haunted or not, there's something there that I'm like, it's piquing my interest.
Roof heating?
Roof heating.
Well, he said the whole land, honey. So I guess that means underground heating as well.
Hey,
Wow.
grass can be hot. Wait, I think this conversation just took a weird turn.
Now, the Paris catacombs. Which one do you want to do? Because you know there's 2.
Both.
Now, you know the one location they call them. This is just bizarre to me. They call them cataphiles, and they're the people that live in the catacombs, the old, real catacombs. And
How would you want to live there?
they've set up a cinema. They've really made, believe it or not, don't ask me. They love to drink and do drugs down there. They're just,
That
they
explains
party.
a lot.
The land
They
of the
party.
crazy, lost in the skulls.
Yes, they have a actual throne made of human bones.
I seen that on YouTube.
I don't know. I because I had to do so many MRIs, I've now gotten claustrophobic. So I don't think I could. No, because there's some tight squeezes in there, and
Yeah.
no. And then I've watched a couple of channels that went down there and almost had to fight their way out. Literally
Yeah.
fight their way out. Forget that. The people are crazy. You're living with some dusty old bones. What's wrong with y'all?
Well, and the thing too is, you take one wrong turn and you're done.
Exactly. Especially
Or
somebody
what
high
if
on
your
God
tour
knows what.
what if your tour guide runs away because he gets scared?
You know what's funny is
You run after him.
their tour guides were German.
Yeah,
They weren't French, they were German. They could barely speak English. And luckily they stuck around because they were willing to fight it out. But it was absolutely hilarious because they said they'd been in the tomb, or the tunnels, the day before and got lost.
that's probably the same video I watched.
Probably. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say names. Um, for me, Conjuring House, because of the history, I mean, the house was built before the Revolutionary War. They had to not only, so they had to deal with the Native Americans at that time. Then, literally, that whole area was a battlefield for the Revolutionary War. And it's the history, but it's also what other people have experienced. Because Full Dark Paranormal, I'm not going to say, I promise, guys, I won't say much, had a totally different experience than most people that go in there. What I will say is Jen and Corey, the owners, had somebody staying there because they didn't want to leave the house empty. And I don't know if it's just since this is the first time it's been open to the public. I mean, because the last owner, when the Conjuring movies came out, she was getting harassed. People trying to break into her home. She lived there by herself. Her husband passed away. And, you would see in the beginning, exactly, unexpected.
That's a good word for it.
They're editing their video, so I don't want to give out too much.
They're telling us, let's go watch it when they get done.
Yes, yeah. I mean, because I was shocked by it. But I think it's because they've opened it up. They're very strict on. There's no need to, to provoke. They said there's enough activity here. There's no reason to provoke. And they're very strong on not provoking. But I think some people have slipped under and have created something. Oh my God, really, Amityville? What can I say? Amy at Full Dark says, I can't imagine how many people that woman had to deal with living in the house. We had 8 to 10 cars roll up that one night. Pull over, stop, flash photos, talking.
I believe it.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I don't approve of that. I don't like it, but it happens.
I know in one video, these 2 cars pulled into the driveway, probably 18 to early 20s. And Corey came out of the house. And keep in mind, Corey he's ex-military, so he can handle himself quite well. And they said, oh, we're lost. And he says, well, you're on my property, so, the road's right there. Okay. Well, they didn't leave. He went back in the house. They didn't leave. And you can hear them in the background fighting with each other. People are telling this one guy to get in the car, and I guess Corey heard the commotion, came out, and yeah, it turned nasty quite quickly. People sure are bold when it comes to out of the way haunts. Yeah, I have to Agree.
I agree.
I agree.
But that they're gonna do it because that place is so well known.
Famous.
Yep.
And it's sad because they really didn't do the actual story justice. The actual story is scary enough as it is. They didn't have to add all this weirdness to it. I wasn't fond of the Conjuring films. Um, I do have to say, experiencing living in Europe, it's a totally different feel than here in America. Totally. And when I watched the South African team, their paranormal, the only way I can explain it is it's brutal. I mean, they're one team guy, Yanni, that bless his heart, he's constantly getting scratched. Everywhere they go, he's getting scratched. But I was like, their paranormal is so different. It's very raw. It's very brutal. Really, thank you. We know it's on Round Top Road.
And he gives the address too.
Go visit. I give up. There's no fight in this. I give up. But I find it was very interesting to see their paranormal activity. It being so raw, very brutal, very in your face. Europe and America is different as well. It's very strange. We got to experience going to Luxembourg. Tiniest little country. I think it took us 30, 45 minutes to go the widest part across. And going into all the castles, man alive. I mean, it's creepy. We went more so because my grandfather fought in the Battle of the Bulge. And I wanted to go.
Nasty.
Yes. I wanted to go. We didn't actually go there, but just being in Luxembourg is. What are you? What? What?
I was wondering the same thing.
PA 1 through 4? Yummy? What? Okay. But going to all these castles because they haven't.
Paranormal Activity movies.
We'll get into that one because my husband loves that topic. The castles haven't been. They're still the same as what they were. They never added to it. And I remember I was looking out one of the windows and I saw this scratching in the stone. I was like, oh my God, somebody has scratched into this castle in this window. And we look closer and it's a World War II. My husband says he's probably a sniper sitting up here, got bored and scratched his name, his rank, and I can't even remember the state he was from, but I guess it just kind of brought the creep factor in more because knowing my grandfather had been in this battle just was spooky all in itself.
And that battle was never supposed to happen, actually.
Yeah. It's interesting. Okay, so since my husband loves this topic so much, paranormal activity.
Oh my God. Oh.
Okay. I'm not going to name any names. Have you had chairs thrown at you?
No. I tend not to go to WWE events.
No, this was supposed to be paranormal activity. My husband always refers back, and he wanted to put Full Dark Paranormal. He says a video came out showing a chair being thrown. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're so informative.
He's a smart man.
Hey, but
He's
that's
full
a
of it
tidbit for
tonight.
your grandfather.
So right before I had to interview Full Dark Paranormal, a video came out, and a big chair was, well, I wouldn't say big, but it was big enough, was thrown in the air over his head. And so my husband put Full Dark through their experiences and said, I've got a bunch of paranormal videos. And let's see, he showed one with shelves shaking and bottles falling everywhere. Then he showed a couple of those. Then he showed paranormal activity of a bunch of people outside in the middle of the day, and you could see white lawn chairs being thrown in the air. And my husband has always been, I want to know how many investigators out there experience having a chair thrown at their head.
Well, thankfully, not yet.
Not yet. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, I can't discount that it may never happen, but
Not yet.
do I go there expecting the chair to come at me? No.
Oh.
No, you brought it up. You brought
Here you go. Here you go.
He's
Here
gonna
you
show
go.
it.
There you go. Here it comes. Paranormal activity.
Oh, I think I've seen this on that one on Paranormal Caught on Camera.
This is my husband's special.
Oh, I would feel so bad being that guy thinking I just dropped all that expensive stuff.
What is this one guy doing? I don't understand what he's doing. Oh, here it comes.
Oh, you know that stalker's fired.
T plus 200 hours.
See, look at the chairs. Everybody's witnessing it. Tables.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't tell if there's nobody there actually throwing it or if they're actually being thrown on their own. It's like there's a crowd of people and a chair appears. There could be somebody flipping it up.
Amy Full Dark, still waiting on that one. I'd throw it the hell back. And the funny thing is, I said, most paranormal investigators, to have, like, let's use cat balls, okay? To see a little cat ball being flicked, we'd all die for something like that, would we not? But has it happened? I haven't seen it yet.
Well,
But
if you
chair.
go on Omar Gosh's channel, you might see something like that.
I told you I wasn't going to name any names. But that was, my husband's point. He's like, why don't they watch Paranormal Activity, all 1 through 4? He's like, right there, we'll teach you how to do perfect paranormal activity.
Yeah.
I don't know why my husband's fascinated with that. I'll never. Amy says, never seen anything move on its own. Just heard it. How about you guys?
Well, that video that we were trying to show shows the door moving on its own. So there is that. And I've seen cat balls move on their own with nobody touching them.
I've just seen the lights go off on them.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't yours.
Oh. You mean somebody else had some different balls and they went off and they wanted to play with them? Hey, I don't feel so special now. My balls are not special.
Here was the funny thing, though. During this investigation, we had two in separate areas, and one kept going off. And so we stopped, put the other one right next to it, and they would still ignore it and only activate the other one. We were like, dude, you got two balls there. Why aren't you playing with the other one? And nope, they'd only play with the one.
My husband says he felt the ground moving. I don't think I want to go there. Don't think I want to go there. I haven't felt the ground moving.
Yeah, we get earthquakes here, and nobody ever really knows it because they're not strong enough to. Only one time did we ever have it strong enough to be felt.
He said that bed was shaking. Oh Lord, us men.
Oh my
Damn, you left her
God.
speechless, Ed.
No, that
Is that
actually
normally
started
how it
making me.
is?
Remember the Discord chat last night? Did you catch it, Matthew?
What?
The Discord chat.
Where at?
They were all talking about, can you have sex with ghosts and
Oh,
all
Incubus
of
and a
that.
succubus.
I was like, how did this group turn into this conversation?
Go to the ancient Ram Inn. I think it's got a succubus.
let's go
Actually,
find
they
out
were
about
calling it an incubus. I was like,
Well,
but I think you were right. It's the succubus.
well, one's a
I
male,
wonder
one's a
how that
female.
works.
I don't know. There's a few
Well,
investigators that tried.
Matthew, you know, maybe you should go
That's
back to
kinda
your parents
freaky.
and get the birds of the bees
Nah.
each.
That's kind of freaky.
Or ask Melly. She'll probably tell you.
Supposedly, the guy who has owned it since I think the '60s need that Discord group base for scientific research. Frank.
He's
Well,
gonna
Frank,
be
you'll have to
checking
talk
in
to
that
Matthew
hotel
about
next
that
weekend.
Oh, that's hilarious. Good one, Frank. Good. Told you But supposedly the guy who owned the ancient Ram Inn before he died said that he was abused by a ghost sexually.
Oh Lord.
Well, you did read
I would
that
hate to be
article about the
violated.
lady who married a ghost and then later,
Yeah.
a couple years later, divorced the ghost.
Yes. Well, my question is how do you get rid of it? I mean, what if it doesn't want to go?
Yeah, what if it likes you that much?
You know, I'm sitting there still thinking, how do
That
you
ghost be
prove
like,
you're
this is the
marrying
best
a
in the
ghost?
world.
What judge signs off on a ghost marrying a human?
Okay, I got a good one for y'all. Frank, check out my post on Facebook for Robbie.
Frank. I think she's talking about Matt.
He keeps disappearing on her.
How do you prove cheating in that scenario?
Oh Lord.
Imagine if you're the ghost walking in and be like, wait, honey, what is going on here?
Oh my God.
What was it? Was I not solid enough?
Michael, you wasn't solid enough.
Well, you gotta think. What would a ghost think?
Oh Jesus.
Okay,
here
I'm
all
dead.
You used
I'm
to
dead.
wake up and he, oh my God.
She used to wake up and he's not there. Oh my
For the
dear
divorce.
Lord.
You were never there when I woke up. And you were never there when I went to sleep. You know, but here's the interesting question.
I just can't.
What
I
if you
can't.
get a
Oh my
kid
God.
out of this? How do you explain a spirit that's a ghost and actually having a child through someone?
You mean, hold 'em up. I ain't never heard about no ghost having a child. That's some new stuff right there.
How do you get citizenship?
According to Frank, ghosts excrete ectoplasm
I think
when they're
term was
male
slimed.
Oh my God.
So you mean
Ghosting a kid that
oh,
oh my
Oh my
God.
Oh my gosh, I'm starting to burn.
so you're telling me a ghost man can make a real woman pregnant?
With
That's
a
actually
slime.
happened?
With a slime.
I'm
That
just
can
saying,
actually
if a
happen.
ghost can be a woman, then how's and a woman claims not be sleeping with anybody, gets pregnant. I'm just saying that's the only possibility.
He said God did it. You mean Jesus is back? I'm sorry.
Maybe it could be not Jesus, but something. Ooh, we.
Can you imagine going to school going, so this is bring your dad to work day. Just walk up with your hand out by your side. You're like, meet my dad.
What does he do for a living?
He haunts the nearby strip club.
Oh my God. There was an actual show in the UK where this woman, I'm not joking, she seriously thought that her son, her dead son, possessed a fish stick.
Wow. Either that kid was really desperate
Oh man.
I'm not
or was
joking.
not all there to go, hey, fish stick. Now that's the route to go.
She brought it out. She actually brought it out of this little towel.
I'm having fun, but I gotta go, guys.
No problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time
Hey,
spending with us.
maybe we'll come back and have some more fun and some more laughs.
Definitely. This was just
Alright.
a riot. Thank
You have a
you.
blessed night.
Thank you. You do the same.
Yeah, have fun, Matthew. I was just thinking though, if you're a kid and you're like, I have the option to manifest, what's going to be going through your mind to go, fish stick? That's the route. Everybody will
joking.
believe me when this fish stick starts standing up on its own.
She came out with this white towel and this little fish stick laying on it. And she says, this is it. They said, well, what made you think he possessed it? She says, because he told me. What? I mean, okay.
Yeah, I can't help but laugh in my mind thinking, did this kid have a fish he named Stick? And he was in the fish watching the whole time going, Mom, why are you talking to a fish stick? I was talking about my pet fish, Stick.
That I don't. I guess you look at it as this is another crazy world of paranormal.
I don't even think that qualifies as paranormal. I think that's a whole different.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't. Yeah, I can't.
I
can't explain
regress
that.
back to my original comment of, what would that boy be thinking to go, let's do the fish stick route this time. She didn't get it when I was in the paperclip.
Well, I mean, you've seen toast. Oh, here's Jesus on the toast.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Or the
don't know
potato
what.
chip.
Yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
he thought this was a way he wouldn't get eaten.
I mean, it was just this breaded fish stick, and I'm going, what? 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 Why would anything want to even, if it could, why would anything want to attach itself onto a fish stick?
Actually, what's worse is, can you imagine being the producers or the film crew interviewing the lady going, I gotta keep a straight face. I gotta keep a straight face. She's really talking to
her husband. Her husband was sitting next to her the entire time. He didn't say one word. He just sat there. She's just jabbering away.
One of the bunch.
Yes, yes, yes.
He's like, lady, I want to keep my job. I am not talking to a fish stick.
It was the weirdest thing. I mean, they asked, do you keep it in a Ziploc baggie? She's like, no, never. She goes, how would he breathe? I'm going,
why does he need to
breathe?
That was the thing I didn't understand during this whole pandemic, was why the paranormal locations got shut down. The spirits are already dead. We can't give them COVID. So why are we locking down the paranormal spots?
Thank you. I had somebody ask me, and I don't like asking people the question because, they're like, well, do you find the paranormal's more active during the pandemic? And I was like, yeah, because they've stopped getting visited.
Yeah, they got bored.
I mean, I think in the beginning it was kind of like, oh dear God, thank you. We can now be left alone. And now they're going, okay, now wait, we can't screw with people. What?
What's worse is there are people that are in their house now going, oh my God, my house is haunted. And it's because they never took the time to listen to their house. It just went crazy.
Yep. Yeah. I think it's probably that, and people are going stir crazy.
We got a whole new level of cabin fever.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad that I can tell you, okay. I call them visitors, but I have a little visitor, and it's the same height as my son. And I'll see in the doorway a head pop through. I'm thinking it's my kid. No, he's in bed asleep. Then the foot of my bed is pretty high. And we're laying in bed, we're watching TV, and I see this head pop up, I'm looking at my husband. I was like, did you see that? And he's like, no. And I'm thinking it's my kid who snuck in and is at the foot of the bed watching TV. So I jump real quick, and I'm like, okay, nobody's there. This is the same one that likes to tug on my hair or pull my shirt. I could be sitting in my bed and just constantly, it's like, you're ignoring me. You're like a little child, pestering you for attention. And I finally got mad. I was in my kitchen. I was making something, and it tugged on my hair a little too hard. I was like, you know what? I have the ability to boot you out of here, and you may not like where you go. And nothing. Then something came in and spooked my dog. And we're in the living room, and we have 20 plus foot vaulted ceiling. So she's looking up pretty high, and I'm watching her. And all of a sudden she lunges forward and kind of does a snap growl. And I was like, what is the rules? You don't mess with my kid. You don't mess with my husband. You don't mess with my dog. and I was in my bedroom. My dog was laying on the bed, and all of a sudden I see her perk up, and she's looking over here at the top of the ceiling. And all of a sudden she gives this low growl. I said, "What did I tell you?" You mess with my dog. Weird. I mean, it's very strange. But this is going on before the pandemic, so I mean, it's nothing unusual to me. But could you imagine? Now people are at home and the spirits are like, I'm gonna screw with them. They're already going stir crazy, so let's screw with them.
That, or better yet, they're like, "Oh, so you'll travel 50 miles to talk to this person, but you won't talk to me, who's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have your full attention.
Yep.
Now we're gonna talk."
I don't know. It's weird times. Very weird times. So I'm kind of looking forward to. It's getting too warm now, but I want to investigate my area over here. I want to get a couple more pieces of equipment before I do it, because people have been getting who are not even in the paranormal have seen things there. They've heard cannon fire, musket fire. They've seen soldiers down in the bushes, and these are people just during the day walking the trails. And so I was like, what can I get?
Remember we were talking about then? I have to just wait until you check out my video on my channel about Vicksburg and Yorktown.
Mm-hmm. And just to let everybody know, not next Thursday, but the following Thursday, May.
I don't have a calendar in front of me.
I want to say it's the 13th.
Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do. My cell phone. I actually had my brain on there.
May 13th.
It is the 13th.
Yep, we're doing an interview, us together.
Yep.
So everybody will get to hear all his. Yes. So that's going to be really awesome to hear all your experiences that you've gotten more details.
Yep.
Well,
just think Matthew and Melly talk about how I talk too much. Now I got to fill up a full interview.
There you go. You better start making notes. Well, I think we're probably heading to, we're heading to the end. And I think a lot of people are starting to bow out, getting tired. It's getting late over here, because over here it's 10. It's still early on your end.
Only by an hour.
I know. It is the weeknight. People are slowly getting back to their jobs, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But I am so glad you guys came on. This was fun. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to make this happen.
And I'm looking forward to our interview. That's going to be fun too.
Yeah.
I'm your first.
I feel like a whole different side of me.
That's okay. We're going to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time out and doing this with us. And please, everybody, join Dirty South Paranormal. Subscribe to them. Y'all are also on Facebook, correct?
We have a Facebook page, Dirty South Paranormal. And we have Instagram, Dirty South Paranormal. And boy, you'd have to ask Matthew for the links to everything. That's his department. I'll do more of the research.
What I'll do is I'll have my husband put you in the back room, and I will finish up with them, and then I'll come and chat with you real quick.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope y'all had a blast, because I told you it was going to be a blast. But thank you again, guys. And May 13th, which is not this coming Thursday, but the next one, Michael will be back on talking about his experiences and his other teams he participates on. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Amy. Y'all have such a great night, and I appreciate y'all coming and having a good time with us. Good night.